What is up, fight fans? You're ringside with Roy. Today we're talking about Agit Kabayel, the WBC interim heavyweight champion of the world. That's a bit of a mouthful. He just defended that title on Saturday night against a Polishman by the name of Damian Nyber, 6'7", big man, and he only lasted 3 rounds. This was his first, Agit Kabayel's first defense of the title on home soil in Germany, in Oberhausen, and he made very quick work of Damian Nyber and proved. I mean, Damian Nyber 17-0, but not that is a vanity metric of a record. I don't believe that 17-0 record boasts how close or how vast, shall I say, the differences between the two CVs. If you look at the record of Damian Nyber, those 17-0 victories have come across much lesser opponents than the 26 who have fallen to the hands of Agit Kabayel. And if you think about Agit Kabayel's last 3 fights, they were against Arslanbek Makhmadov, who's huge, I think he's 6'9", and then he beat Frank Sanchez, who's an amazing and technically gifted fighter. And then he also recently he won his title against Zhile Zhang, and he really proved what a dangerous operator he is in that fight in Saudi Arabia. So, you know, he's lost. This is his 6th KO, or he had 6th KO streak going into this fight, and he's just added to that now. So, you know, I think you could say that the stoppage was a little bit premature, but I mean, it was coming. Like, he was going to do some serious damage. He was the much more powerful, even if he was the shorter of the two, and yeah, he just had the goods. I think it was always going to be a short night, but this leads to the question. I mean, it's a great for him, great to win in front of his home fans. Amazing, you know, good highlight reel victory for him, but, well, maybe not the highlight reel that you would have wanted, but, you know, good victory nonetheless. But where does he go? Because he, after the fight, and I guess the whole crowd were chanting Usyk, and he called out Alexander Usyk. He wants to unify, or to elevate himself to become the true WBC heavyweight champion, and I think he deserves that fight, to be honest. Problem is, Usyk doesn't have to fight him, and probably doesn't want to fight him, because I think it makes a much more interesting fight for him to go against Deontay Wilder. So where does that leave Agit Kabayel? It's very difficult. Sometimes it's really tough to be very good at boxing, because you can be cast aside or be left in the shadows really, really quickly. And unless you promote yourself well, or, you know, you have a really shit hot promoter, even then, that's not always going to be enough to get you those big fights. There was someone lurking around the crowd who traveled all the way to Germany from sunnier pastures, like Dubai, and that was Lawrence Okolie, who really wants to fight Agit Kabayel, and I think that makes a really good fight. And I think that's a fight that Okolie could easily win. Well, maybe not easily, but I think it's a winnable fight for Okolie. But I also think, you know, it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a pick'em. Agit Kabayel probably goes in as a slight favorite with most boxing fans, but, you know, does Agit Kabayel want to take the risk? Surely not. Surely he'll hold out until he is forced into a position to fight, Usyk is forced into a position to fight him, or if he vacates that belt, he, you know, will be elevated to the true WBC champion. There's a lot of other fights that could be made that are much easier to win than Lawrence Okolie, but, you know, that's definitely a fight I'm sure many fans would want to see. I think we deserve to see something like that. The best must fight the best. So remains to be seen what will happen there. But yeah, I think Agit Kabayel is not in a great position. I don't know who else he could fight at this point. Let me know what you think. Comments are much appreciated. Likes are even more appreciated, and subscriptions to the channel would be even better. But yeah, looking forward to hearing everyone's thoughts, and until next time, have a great day.